or looking up to Nikola Tesla or looking up to Magellan. I mean, kids, Magellan's a lot cooler than Justin Bieber. He circumnavigated with one ship the entire planet. He was killed by wild natives before they got back to Portugal. And when they got back, there was only like 11 people alive of the 200 and something crew, and the entire ship was rotting down to the waterline. That's destiny. That's will. That's striving. That's being a trailblazer and explorer. Going into space, mathematics, quantum mechanics, the secrets of the universe. It's all there. Life is fiery with its beauty. It's incredible detail. Tuning into it. They want to shatter your mind talking about Justin Bieber.
The gays. They are gay. These are men who are loving men. They are gay.
死んだは初めて俺に伝えている。
絶望の匂いだ。
面白いこと見せようか。ほら、こんなにガチンが多すぎて。
お父さん。
あかん。
ドナルド君、まだ死ぬ時じゃないでしょ。
アメリカ、万歳。
Donald Trump don't trust China. China is asshole.
He's out of line, but he's right.
And they're fighting each other. I said, why don't you let them fight? Why are we getting in the middle of it? I said, let them fight. Sir, we want to do it. They go in and they end up fighting both of them. It's the craziest thing I've ever seen. Let them fight.
Well, hello everybody, and welcome back. Tonight is episode 1, which I'm not even going to count it as episodes, but Thursday night. Going to be doing Based Entertainment Thursday, BET for short, because we are very sensitive and inclusive around here, as you well know. And yeah, so that is going to be Thursdays at 7:30 Eastern, usually probably 7:30. Not going to be as formal as Monday nights, but nonetheless, we're going to be possibly having some guests on. We're going to see maybe Nerd Slap if you want to come on. We sent an invite. We'll see where Nerd Slap's at. Couple other guys, like I said, very informal. this is going to be more of the chill stream of the week, whereas Monday Night Golden Age podcast is much more structured. So, going to have some fun, pull up some memes. I've got a bunch of tabs open, about 20 right now. We're going to get through. Jake, good to see you, brother. I see Alex is in the chat as well. We got Chell over in the Kick chat. So, yes, I am live on Kick. We are super duper close, about 30 minutes of streaming over there left, and I can activate memberships. And yeah, so we're growing. We got 12 people in chat right now, so it's great to see you guys. Oh yeah, no rush, Nerd Slap. If you can make it, you can make it. No rush. But yeah, we'll be on here for maybe an hour, maybe hour and a half. But thank you guys for hanging out tonight. And yeah, let's get into it. So I'm going to start out with this. As you saw in the thumbnail, there's a lot of controversy around right now surrounding jeans, the subject of jeans, clothing wear. You know, people who wear that's different advertising, American Eagle, all that. So, hey, good to see you. Thanks for stopping by in chat. Mariah and Jake, everybody, thank you for stopping by. So, let's see what this whole jean controversy is about, shall we? Alex Jones was in a jean commercial, apparently, or is this AI? Haters might say it's AI. There is no sound to this clip, but, I don't know. What do you guys think of that? Do you think he should be the next American Eagle model for the next commercial? I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. But yeah, we shall see, shall we? So yeah, a little bit cursed, if we're going to be totally honest, but is what it is. So next page is we all know Elizabeth Warren, old Pocahontas up there in Congress. So she had a little stumble today out on the floor of the House, and let's see what that entails. And she's leaning on a desk, and what happens? If I can get it to play. No audio to this as well. Oh wait, there is. Good. Alrighty then. So as many in the replies said, her new Indian name will be Sitting Bull. And as Lectern Guy said as a reply to this as well, he said, I thought it was a felony to move furniture in the house, but I guess not, according to her. So, the WNBA. One more thing I gotta show you guys. It says here, Angel Reese is her name. She is a female basketball player in the WNBA. To her haters, she replied, I'm going to scroll down slowly so you see the top one first. She says, y'all make $1,400 a week. I make $1,400 in 7 days. Wow. She is flexing on the pores with that one, I guess. Wow. Really great mathematics there from the female basketball player of color, as they like to call her. Y'all make in 7 days versus a week. Think about that for a second. Because I know she didn't, and she seems to think that's a flex. $1,400 a week I make, or you make, and I make the same in 7 days. So I don't think they teach in the WNBA that there's 7 days in a week. But, you know, we all make mistakes. None of us are perfect, I guess. So, kinda crazy. Yeah, Jake, it's, wasn't quite thinking that out, I guess. So, we all know Harrison Ford. The legendary actor, he played Han Solo, Indiana Jones. He is on record now saying, this was from Price of Reason. Go check out Price, too. He has a good stream he does, and he's all on a bunch of different channels, and he has some pretty good commentary on stuff, so appreciate Price of Reason. Harrison Ford has a net worth of $300 million, and Price says, as much as I love his work, he's not really the guy to lecture about the rich getting richer. What did Harrison say? So to Variety, Harrison Ford is quoted in saying, rich get richer and poor get poorer, and that ain't exactly right. That ain't exactly right coming from the guy that's worth $300 million. Now, I mean, you know, I'm basically, you know, a capitalist, and I don't see anything wrong with people being rich. If you want to work hard, accumulate wealth, or whatever, be entrepreneurial, that's your right to your money, and you have the right to keep it. But him butting in on this situation, you know, as it was mentioned, he's worth $300 million, and he's virtue signaling out, feeling so bad for the poor people. I mean, he has plenty of money and resources to to do something about it. So I guess it's just more Hollywood virtue signaling, in my opinion. These people are not exactly the most virtuous in deed as much as they are in word, and that's a big problem we have in modern day entertainment. They're just very virtue signaling. It's all I'm better than you. They're very elitist mindset, and it's getting old, and that's why people are not engaging in as much celebrity worship as we have in the past. As I just showed you, the WNBA chick, athlete worship, any of that. It's the end of that era finally, and thankfully people are finally looking up to some normalcy and normal people for once. And hopefully people can get their priorities in check and stop, worshiping these people. So I wanted to show this. This is a little more along the political route of things, but we're going to do politics and pop culture on this channel. I just cannot disassociate the two. As you can see here, I have my Gadsden flag, and I have my flag of Gondor from Lord of the Rings. So we've got politics and pop culture in both, and just cannot do anything about it. Yeah, he did do a lot of treasure hunting out there in Arabia, I think, or was it Egypt? Out there in the desert, nonetheless, looking for the lost ark. But yeah, Jake, you make a fantastic point. There is this socialist myth that for one person to have more, everyone else has to have less, and that's just not the case. Not to get too preachy, but socialists, they're very much of the mindset of we all need to get a piece of the pie, whereas people who are more a little more free market and creative realize, no, we can just bake more pies, be more creative and build more wealth. It's not just a finite amount of wealth, you make more, and everybody can have plenty. It's not everyone needs to grovel. And so I don't know, but I wanted to show this. This was a pretty cool clip posted by the official White House account, and they're going on vacation. A bunch of people that were here that were not supposed to be here. They made an AI-produced song, I believe it's AI, and with some clips from some people going bye-bye. Let me know if the music's too loud.
Tip of the day.
Wow. Going on free trip? Bye-bye. A family deported together stays together, as they say.
But now,
That is pretty funny. I couldn't help but laugh at that. It's cool to see people, like I said, the official certified White House account on X. It's cool to see that people have a sense of humor, running these accounts and in the government and stuff. Whereas not too long ago, they had a real opposite sense of humor. It was a real doom and gloom. So this was posted by Delusional Takes on X. I had to show this. Someone here is screenshotted complaining, saying someone made a mod for Spider-Man on PC to turn the game homophobic. What the F? What the actual F? So in the game, the Spider-Man game for PC, they had originally put a rainbow flag, and someone made a mod for the game that you can download and apply to the game, your own property, the game you bought. And you can change that rainbow flag into a American flag. And I see nothing wrong with that whatsoever. In fact, it's a vast improvement. And this person here is freaking out, turning the game homophobic. Get out of here with that. If someone buys this game, this product, which they know has this garbage in it, and they don't want to see it while they're trying to play the game, they have every right to mod it and change it into something normal that they want to see, an American flag. There's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. And anyone saying that is a little bit delusional in my opinion. So I don't know, man, but it's crazy. So I want to move on from that. Steven Crowder interviewed Brandon Herrera, the AK guy, today. Now, as many of you know, there's been a lot of controversy surrounding the SIG P320. It's had a lot of accidental discharges. It's been an unsafe weapon that our military's been using, and frankly, it's become a massively controversial issue. So I wanted to show this clip. Steven interviewed Brandon today, and they discussed it. So we're going to see what they had to say. Let me pull this tab up, and we got it.
100%. And I've talked to SIG engineers, former SIG engineers, and they know about it.
So
like,
he's
this
talking
is
to
a
people
thing
that
that
built it.
the company would never admit, but they've known this is a problem for a while. And you can see that with the way that they act publicly, because they did the voluntary upgrade program, where they basically said our triggers have no problem. There is no issue. You're crazy. You're acting just like your mother. You love being gaslit, baby. Come on.
Yes.
And then, but if you think that there is an issue, which there's not, you could send it in to us voluntarily, and we'll fix the issue that doesn't exist.
Right.
You're like, okay, well
that seems
makes
like
sense.
it allegedly. It sounds like a lie.
100%.
So that's the issue. You know, these SIG P320s keep dropping and or getting holstered, and there's unfortunately been a person that passed away as a result of this. A weapon discharged, and we lost a life in, I believe it was the Air Force recently. And so SIG has been, their feet have been held to the fire on this issue. And a lot of people, as Jake just mentioned here in the chat, have been calling for the return of the Beretta M9. I would happen to agree with that. I'm a big fan of the M9. I think it's a fantastic pistol. I would say either that or bring on the Glock 19X or something. But yeah, it's just it's a shame that these things keep happening, and that SIG is putting out these products that are not functioning properly, and just so on and so forth. So we shall see. We'll keep updated on that on the show, because it's an interesting issue. You know, a big fan of Beretta, though. I hope they go back to the M9. So we will see. I wanted to pull up this article. This is from thatparkplace.com, which, as you know, I reference quite a bit. I'm a fan of their work. They do some good reportive work. So over on That Park Place, I'm not the biggest fan of Pedro Pascal, as I think many are not, especially now. We see a lot of clips. He has, as he calls, anxiety. Sure, anxiety causes you to cling to female co-workers a little too aggressively, female co-workers who are pregnant and either engaged or married, and he's just, dude is acting sus. So Pedro Pascal describes Robert Downey Jr. as Daddy Doomsday, and the internet has seemingly had enough. Dude, he's not living down the accusations at this point. He with saying things like that is beyond sus. We never heard anything like that 10, 15 years ago when the MCU was starting. That's bad. You shouldn't be saying stuff like that. That's crazy, especially for that brand, in my opinion. But it says here, this man is just surrounded in controversy. Pedro Pascal is at it again, referring to his Avengers Doomsday co-star Robert Downey Jr. as, quote, Daddy Doomsday in a recent interview. Don't like that. Known for his roles in blockbuster hits like The Mandalorian, The Last of Us, and recently released Fantastic Four: First Steps, Pascal has become a staple of online discourse. However, one aspect of his public persona, the persistent obsessive meme of him, has sparked significant debate. So, as you can see there's Robert Downey Jr. and Avengers Endgame. I'm just not liking it. You know, we don't even need to debate, you know, his acting or whatever movies he's in. Just there's something about this guy that creeps a lot of us out. People are making memes about him left and right. There's just something really, really off about this guy, and it just does not sit right. It doesn't sit right. Pedro Pascal is very bizarre. And not just in the weird, quirky way, but there's just something that doesn't seem okay about the guy. But moving on with this. Speaking about the upcoming film and chance to work with the opposite founding father of the MCU, Pascal said of Downey... I don't want to even read this. Just he's saying a lot of really gay stuff about Robert Downey Jr. That's not the way you talk about another man, frankly. Even in fruity Hollywood, it's sus. So, this comment ignited conversations on Pascal and how he interacts with co-stars. His recent history of uncomfortable touching with actresses like Bella Ramsey, Sarah Paulson, and Vanessa Kirby have drawn ire from exhausted moviegoers the world over. So, you know, he's a clingy, very clingy individual, and they always say he blames it on his anxiety and all of that, but it's it's excessive. And wrapping this up, I don't want to talk about this guy for too long. It's just everyone's talking about how weird he is. Some view his near constant embrace of the meme as playful, but a growing chorus finds it insistent, obsessive, and downright off-putting. That's where I would lump myself in with that. It is insistent, obsessive, and downright off-putting. There are people that have, a small minority of people that are obsessed with this guy. They love him. They want him to be in every movie that comes out forever. And it's not sitting right with me and a lot of us. So I'm going to leave it at that. If you want to read the rest of that article, it is on thatparkplace.com. But nonetheless, it's Pedro Pascal is really weird. I'm not his biggest fan, and I really don't want to see another movie with him in it ever again. But that's that. So, I wanted to read this article. This is also on thatparkplace.com. Headline reads, Alyssa Mercante receives final filing from Smash JT and attorney Ron Coleman in unraveling lawsuit. So, let's get into what this article has to say, shall we? I actually have not read the whole thing yet, and I'm looking forward to learning along with you guys. So, disclaimer here from the article. The attorney for Smash JT, Ron Coleman, represents That Park Place and its ownership with their various personas, brands, and businesses as legal counsel. Neither Smash JT nor Mr. Coleman have directed nor participated in the creation, editing, or distribution of the article. That's very good disclaimer that they put there before that, so pretty good that they put that there. The ongoing legal battle between Alyssa Mercante and Smash JT may be preparing to switch sides, as many now believe the ludicrous nature of Mercante's claims are falling apart. I would have to agree with that. Just from what I've monitored from the outside looking in, I would have to say it seems to be a very hollow, very empty, meaningless lawsuit, in my personal opinion, from the things I've seen about it. And it does seem to be that the claims are falling apart, as this article claims. I would have to agree. And I think many other people on social media would happen to agree with that. But continuing on, Alyssa Mercante has just been served up the final filing in an effort to dismiss her efforts for a civil lawsuit trial against YouTuber Smash JT in a New York court. The former Kotaku senior editor received the filing along with the court, as some believe this is now an almost assuredly dismissal on the way. So that'll be interesting how this pans out. It's an interesting case, been following it, lightly. There's way more informed people than me who have been covering this all across social media, and it'll be interesting to see how this pans out. Frankly, as far as I'm concerned, I wish the best for Smash JT. I hope he claims victory in this case. He seems to be a pretty great guy. He's always posting he's got his family, his wife, his kids. And I don't know. I don't see any wrongdoing, in my opinion, but that's just my opinion. It says here, enough public and communal time has been wasted on this dispute over the notional honor of a lady who has built a persona around dishonoring herself and the modern woman in those name she claims to speak. So, yeah, invoking the name of modern women. That's always the feminist mantra. Modern women. Women of the 21st century. And call it whatever you want, but certain behavior is okay and certain isn't. And that's a timeless thing, whether we're in modern times or not. But moving on from that, it says, it should not occupy the good offices of a federal court in New York, and the court should send it back to what does it say? Sent it back to the no man's land of social media where it belongs. I would agree. Send it back. The filing further slaps down even the jurisdiction of the court to hold trial over Mercante's claims. So I'm, like I said, not a legal expert. I'm just a guy looking from the outside in, commentating on the situation. But it just, from what I'm gathering, it doesn't look like there's a strong case here against Smash JT. That's in my opinion. Smash here was posted, I'm sorry, what the F, this absolute POS is suing me, causing havoc to my life, begging for reactions, tangible proof that she is, it's just crazy. Crazy. So, had to cover it. This has been blazing social media for the last couple days. A lot of people are getting very emotional up in this. Smash JT posted a video about it. I would say definitely check that out. I believe that's his attorney, Ron Coleman, there. But, yeah, 8-Bit Eric has even been chiming in. It's just crazy. It's very animalistic, social media. and people are very tribal, and it's just not a way to behave. I don't believe in tribalism. I think, of course, you back up your friends and you do all that, but these people, you mentioned one little thing about an ex-Kotaku reporter, and you get the whole herd of the rabid internet people after you, and it's just crazy. So I don't know, but moving on from that, I see we have Just JK in the chat. Good to see you, man. Thank you for stopping by. It is much appreciated. Oh, why did it go away? Much appreciated to see you. I wanted to get into this. As we know, we covered last week. Unfortunately, Hulk Hogan, at the age of 71, has passed away. He left behind millions of fans worldwide who, unfortunately are grieving the loss of him from the entertainment sphere, and just he was an all-around good guy. I believe he did over 200 Make-A-Wish visits for sick children, and he just seemed like a good patriot and real American. So Joey Swole, who is a gym entertainment guy, I've seen his videos. He does car videos. He calls out poor gym behavior. Frankly, I've liked a lot of his videos, and I was following him up until very recently, till this revelation where he bowed to the woke mob. And it says here, Joey Swole has apologized for posting a Hulk Hogan memorial after his death. So he dressed up as Hulk even, and he was an open fan of him, and then the woke mob went after this guy and said, you need to bend the knee, you need to apologize. And that's exactly what he did, and I couldn't agree more. Just JK never, ever apologize to the mob, because they will always want more and more and more from you. And frankly, they're never appeased. So just tell the woke mob to get lost at every turn. I'm telling you. They are never happy with whatever you do. So we have to show this as well. Matt Walsh posted, influencer Joey Swole posts a groveling apology for praising Hulk Hogan. Says here, he thanks the leftist trolls for educating him, quote, educating him. Absolutely pathetic, inexcusable to cave to the woke mob at any time, but to cave to them in 2025, baffling. And it really is baffling. This is some 2019, 2020 behavior right here, and it is quite pathetic. So let's see from his own mouth, what does Joey Swole have to say about Hulk Hogan and bowing to the woke mob?
I owe my followers, my community, and all of social media an apology. A few days ago, I reposted an old video of me in the gym wearing a Hulk Hogan Halloween costume on the day that he passed. Last night in my live stream,
I just want to pause that right there. So on the day that Hulk Hogan passed, Joey posted an image memorializing him in a costume, dressing up as Hulk Hogan. Joey dressed up as Hulk, and that's cool. I think that's fine. You're memorializing a American legend that passed, and you're honoring him with dressing up as him. It's lighthearted, it's fine. You weren't saying you're endorsing everything the guy's ever said or done in his entire life. And people just absolutely flipped out on him. They're like, the leftist mob is doing what the leftist mob does best. And it was quite disgusting behavior. But continuing on, let's see what Joey has to say.
a lot of people expressed how upset and frustrated they were with me that I had posted that. Instead of listening and understanding like I should have, I became defensive and said that I was posting to celebrate the wrestling icon, the person that so many of us looked up to as kids that we grew up with, that made us tear our shirts and take our vitamins and say our prayers. I didn't know to the extent of all the horrible things that he had done.
Listen to this. I'm pausing that right there. Horrible things he had done. I believe he's referencing when Hulk may have said some hurtful words, some words that hurt some people's feelings, you know, that maybe got some people upset. That's bound to happen. He's conducting a purity test on someone who has been in the entertainment industry for decades. Nobody's perfect. Don't come at people with this holier-than-thou attitude as if Joey or anybody in this woke mob is better than Hulk Hogan, because frankly, words are just words at the end of the day, and if you're going to get offended by a couple, if you want to call it slurs, if you want to call it whatever, that's just your problem. As they say, sticks and stones. So, and to apologize for memorializing the guy on the day he died is truly pathetic. So Let's continue.
Last night, I have done a lot of research, talked to a few people, and learned all of the horrible, horrible things that that man has done, which is way more than just making a mistake and being human. So because of that, I have taken the videos down, and I apologize to anybody that I offended. I am sorry.
So he says horrible, horrible things that man has done. I would like him to address what he claims those horrible things are, because the only thing I can think of that people have been referencing is Hulk Hogan essentially saying the N-word. And as I said before, words are words, and if you choose to be offended by them, that's your problem. But Hulk Hogan, as I said, visited over 200 Make-A-Wish children. He had helped people throughout his whole life. He was a proud American, and I don't know. I don't know where this guy gets off saying this.
Also, during last night's live stream, I used the word colored instead of saying person of color, which is a very outdated, very offensive term.
You said colored,
A few moments later, somebody educated me and told me that it wasn't okay to use that, which I immediately apologized to everyone and said I would never do that again.
Police.
So once again, to anybody that I offended, I am sorry. You know, my whole page, my whole brand is based on holding people accountable and doing better. I would be a hypocrite if I didn't hold myself to the same standards. I am human, I am still growing, I am still learning, and I promise all of you, I will do better. I have nothing but love and kindness in my heart. I will continue to try to make the world a better place, and once again, to everybody, I apologize.
Pathetic. So, yeah, so what was this? So, Mariah says, I think it was more than one instance that Hogan caused the problem, and he backstabbed Jesse Ventura. So, see, I never covered wrestling drama. I've never followed that, but, I mean, people do bad things, and wrestling, they're not really, like, it's not like they're not saints, they're not perfect people, and, I'm not saying anything he did was right. I'm not saying you shouldn't necessarily do those things, but for Joey to say he did a bunch of horrible things, you know, the guy just passed away. You could let it sit for a little bit, in my opinion. If I was Joey, I wouldn't go immediately groveling to the mob and apologizing. Yeah, and Jake says that's leftist logic. You can't memorialize a person without co-signing everything they've ever done, and that's exactly right. Just because you're memorializing and honoring the passing of somebody does not mean that you fully endorse everything that they've ever done in their life. You're just simply saying, I'm unfortunately sorry that this person passed away, and I hope for the best, you know. And that's perfectly okay. I see nothing wrong with that. But I don't know. Thankfully, we do have some people who are based, and that is the state of Florida. They have ultimately decided to honor Hulk Hogan by flying flags at half-mast by the order of Governor Ron DeSantis. So Jeremy Prime, D-Day Cobra, posted this saying, I love Florida so much. Major respect, Ron DeSantis. So that is pretty cool. So the official post here is from Eric Daugherty on, I can never say this guy's name, Doherty? I don't know. But breaking, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis orders USA and state of Florida flags to be flown at half-mast or half-staff for Hulk Hogan's passing. DeSantis declares August 1st, 2025, Hulk Hogan Day in Florida. So that's actually tomorrow, as of right now, is Hulk Hogan Day in the state of Florida. So well-deserved, I truly agree. And it says here, his larger-than-life personality will be missed, as the Hulkster was an icon for many who grew up in the 80s and 90s, as well as today. He was a true Floridian through and through, and I would also add a true American. So it says here, to commemorate his life and legacy, I hereby declare August 1st, 2025 is Hulk Hogan Day in Florida, and direct the flags of the United States and state of Florida to be flown at half-staff at the state capitol in Tallahassee, and at all local and state buildings, installations, and grounds throughout Pinellas County from sunrise to sunset on Friday, August 1st. So that is pretty cool. And, you know, we give Ron DeSantis some trouble, especially in the last Republican primary when he was running against Trump and all that. But credit where credit's due. That's a very good thing from Governor DeSantis right there. So I could not agree with you more, actually, Jake. The impact on our culture is undeniable. People love the dude and still do. You know, I mean, me, I'm younger than the people who grew up in the 80s and 90s. I never saw Hulk in his, entertaining prime when he was out there doing all the stuff he was doing. But even I know, and people even younger than me know how legendary Hulk Hogan was. And I don't know. I think it's just undeniable that the man had a lasting impact on our culture. So Jake says, if we were choosing to judge every person by their worst moments, no one would be worth remembering. Yeah, very true. Once you break out the purity tests and you judge everyone by their lowest moment, then nobody's going to live up to the standard because nobody's perfect. And if Hulk made mistakes, that is what it is, and that's too bad. But I don't think that blemishes all the good things he did too. And this site tends to do that. If you want, we are over on Kick as well. And I will actually drop that in the YouTube chat real quick, just so people know if you want to chat in a way that is less, shall we say, YouTube-y, then Kick is definitely an option. I'm going to drop that in the chat real quick, actually, while we're talking about it. But I just, I had to show that because I think that's pretty based by the state of Florida, and good on them for doing that. So let me drop this Kick link in the chat. If anyone is interested, definitely give a follow over there on Kick because, as I said, activating memberships pretty soon there. But we're going to let it lie with that. And last thing on this from Americus. You grew up during the time he was in his prime. Well, watching him wrestle, you took your shirt off. Yeah, exactly. People grab the teddy bear, fling it around, wrestling with it. Yeah, so that's what people did. You used to get excited about legends on TV. So let me see. What does Mariah say? All right, I'm going to try to make this comment again. I think Hulk Hogan Day is silly because it's a celebrity. I think that's a fair point. Definitely celebrities are not as important as our veterans. Benghazi Day, all of that. It's very true. I'm always speaking up against celebrity worship and all of that. I just think his enthusiastic patriotism too, especially there at the end, his last endorsement for president, all of that. I think that was pretty cool. That was pretty deserving. But no, I think that's a very fair point, making a day. But Hulk Hogan was definitely someone that I think still had a very important, lasting impact on our culture, and I do think it is worth remembering. So, nonetheless, but fair point to be made for sure. I want to share this. We have been having issues in a rise of censorship worldwide, actually, especially UK kind of leading the charge on that issue. They have recently been requiring ID for pretty much everything. So Trump just issued a stern warning to the UK Prime Minister. Stop threatening U.S. tech companies' free speech. And so we're going to pull up this article. Let me make sure I can get to that link properly. I just don't want any issues in case there's ads that YouTube wouldn't like. Okay, so this is from The Telegraph. White House warns Starmer, stop threatening U.S. tech companies' free speech. And just for reference, that is what they've been doing in the UK. They've been attacking our tech companies, whether it be Google, YouTube, same thing, all of that, telling them what they can and cannot do. And frankly, that's going to hurt our economy over here in the United States and our costs. And so Trump is stepping in with that. And it says here, members of Donald Trump's administration monitoring Online Safety Act with great interest and concern. So that's the name of the bill over there in the UK that they're trying to shove along is the Online Safety Act. They're doing it in the name of safety, but meanwhile they want people to register to use things as simple as the internet, and they want to create a database of everyone who speaks up against certain things. So that is not good, but can't read the whole thing. We just basically, the White House has warned Keir Starmer to stop threatening American tech companies amid mounting backlash over Britain's online safety law. So I hope this works out. This guy, Keir Starmer, he has no business whatsoever telling our companies here in the United States what they can and cannot do. Frankly, he's not the president of the United States. That's President Trump's job. And that's just, it's not the right thing to be doing. So nonetheless, it's is what it is. Yo, Jeff, good to see you, man. Thanks for stopping by. We're going to be wrapping this up in a little bit. Just doing a quick Thursday night impromptu stream. So thank you, everybody, for stopping by. But yeah, had to share that. And we'll see how it goes, essentially. Just crackdowns on censorship have been getting pretty insane as of late. And frankly, I'm not loving it. I'm not loving it. It's some 1984 stuff. And it's just not great. So that's pretty much that. Thank you guys. Just like I said, keeping it chill tonight. We're doing Based Entertainment Thursdays, like I said, around 7:30 Eastern. Still settling on a time for that. And yeah, BET for short. I hope the name goes over pretty well. I know some people may have an issue with it, but that's okay. Based Entertainment Thursdays is going to be the Thursday night show. Like I said, more laid back, just checking out some internet news and stuff like that, hanging out with chat. And yeah, just make sure to check it out. And we'll be back Monday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, Golden Age podcast. As I said before, I'm live on X, YouTube, and Kick both those nights. So thank you guys for stopping by. We're just going to wrap it up here. I just want to check in with chat. Yeah, Jake saying goodbye to Jeff. Jeff stopping by. Appreciate it. Chell, thank you for hanging out in the Kick chat. And Jake, thank you for modding, as always. Just, yeah, I just want to do more of this, hanging out with chat, talking, and seeing what's up with you guys, in addition to the more structured and formal Monday night show. But, yeah, thank you guys so much for stopping by. We will be talking more internet news, some more culture war stuff this Monday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, and I look forward to seeing you there. So have a good rest of your night, and I'll catch you guys later.